This is the app that I built when I was at Hackbright Academy called CarPool. It was built with the idea that busy parents would need help getting their children to extracurricular activities and needed a good platform to exchange information in order to make that happen. So a user can log in as a driver or a rider. When they log in as a driver, they're asked to input their starting and ending destinations. And then using the route is displayed. A next step for this app would be to have the rides needed displayed along the route. But in the meantime, the the driver in this case is asked to put in the date and the time of when they will be making that trip and how many seats they have in their car available for giving rides. Once they submit that information, they get an alert saying that thank you for sharing your ride, and you'll be notified when a rider requests a seat in your car, and they can log out. When a user logs in and wants to find a ride, they are asked to provide similar information, the destination where they need to go, and when. The driver and rider are matched on the end destination and date and time in this app. Once they submit that information, all available rides are displayed below, and then they can choose a ride. Once they choose a ride, the rider's asked to click on to confirm and notify the driver, and once that happens, the driver receives a SMS message from Twilio saying that there is a rider and to please confirm with the rider. Next steps would be to integrate the chat services directly into the app. Okay, now that we've seen the way the app works, let's take a look at the way it was built. CarPool is a very typical Flask Python web app. Uses the structure that many apps use, including a server file and a model file, and then the HTML templates to interact with the user. So in the model file, this is where the models were built so that Python could communicate with the Postgres database using SQL Alchemy. This was one of the most challenging parts of the app because I wanted to have the functionality of the app be based on matching the user and the driver and the rider's end destination. And so making a model that had the ride be the defining event was a little bit tricky, but my advisors worked with me and I was able to solve that. The server file is where all the routes are defined and responses and requests are handled. There are some validation and security measures that were considered. They're not fully implemented, but they were there was some forethought put into them, and that it could be built out further. Also in the server is where the information from the Google Maps API is parsed so that it's usable by my app and stored in my tables correctly. And there's an SQL query which then matches the driver and the rider. And once that happens, the Twilio SMS messaging service is used to send a message to the driver from the app that there is a rider looking for a ride. All the files for this project can be found at my GitHub page, and there you could take a little bit further look at my HTML pages, which make the user experience very smooth. I used CSS, Bootstrap, and the integration with the Google Maps API is all documented here as well. Thank you very much.